What's up, guys? You do not want to miss out on today's video. UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi is only 35 hours away. In the main event, Robert Whittaker, the former champion and interim champion, is facing off against Rainer de Ritter. RDR, the challenger, was a former two-division champion and one championship, being both the middleweight and light heavyweight champion. There are some key things to take in ahead of this fight. Firstly, Robert Whittaker was the former UFC middleweight champion back in 2017. Whittaker lost his belt to Adesanya, who then became the dominant middleweight champion at the time, going on an insane run. Whittaker has also lost to Dricus du Plessis, who is the current champion. On a side note, DDP has to be one of my favorite champions to watch right now. He has a goofy, unorthodox style that pairs with his power and plot armor. Dricus wins fights with Looney Tunes technique and does so dominantly. I've seen some TikToks where people say that Dricus wins his fight by falling anvil, by placing banana peel in the octagon, and by spawning a clone of himself in the octagon. Also, not to mention, Dricus has some great press conference trash talk that just really elevate his entertainment. In the co-main event, Petr Yan is facing off against Marcus McGhee. Yan, the former champion and number 9 on Lucas Tracy's GOAT list, will be facing off against Marcus McGhee. This fight has big implications in the bantamweight division. This, to me, looks like a title eliminator fight. And the reason I say that this looks like a title eliminator is because of the bantamweight champion, Merab Dvalishvili, and the run that he is having right now. Just 2 days ago, UFC President Dana White announced Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen for UFC 320. Merab has essentially cleared through the bantamweight top 5, and this fight with Petr Yan and Marcus McGhee will all but set up his next title defense, given that he wins against Corey Sandhagen at 320. Petr Yan's opponent, Marcus McGhee, is both a gardener and a ranked bantamweight contender. McGhee has said that he has two sides, one being a giver in the form of a gardener, and the other being a violent side, which comes with his UFC career. Next up, Shara Magomedov, the pirate, who looks like he's going to counter Cargo Ship, is fighting off against Marc-Andre Barriault. Shara Magomedov lost his last fight to Michael Venom Page, MVP, which many consider to be a fraud check of the pirate. It's also important to mention that Mr. Jack Sparrow here got wrestled to a decision in a mall after assaulting a man who showed PDA with his girlfriend. This guy's just a really low-level human being, and I'm rooting for him to lose this weekend. I hope that Marc-Andre Barriault schools him. The last fight I'll talk about today is Bryce Mitchell versus Saeed Nurmagomedov. Bryce Mitchell is fighting for his first time at bantamweight in this fight. Bryce Mitchell moved down to bantamweight after his last few losses at featherweight, including Gene Silva, Josh Emmett, and Ilya Topuria. This fight with the unranked Bryce Mitchell versus number 15 Saeed Nurmagomedov will really show which two of these contenders continues to make their run through the division. If Bryce Mitchell wins this weekend, he will most likely become a ranked bantamweight contender and could potentially set up a title run. Likewise, if Saeed Nurmagomedov wins this weekend, having Bryce Mitchell on his resume will elevate him to higher opportunities in the division. That's all. Enjoy these picks. Until next time, peace.